But nobody ever really asks that question when somebody gives you a nice diamond ring, right? I was like, oh, where is this from? So, yeah.
I would just take the diamond and not ask questions.
Exactly. So...
Welcome to Law Media. Thank you so much for allowing us to serve you with honesty, perseverance, and truth. My name is Sarah, and I'm going to be your host today. And, of course, I have my lovely co-host today.
Hi, guys.
Sunny Max. And we have our wonderful attorney here to speak with you guys. We have Mr. Cal Evans here.
Hi, guys.
And he is a crypto attorney. So let's go ahead and get started. I had some very small questions because... my background is not in finance. Outside of like my little checking book, I'm like not the finance major. What is cryptocurrency?
Yeah, so cryptocurrency is effectively a digital type of currency. Think of it like a type of money, and it comes now in all different types and forms. But the main way to think about it is it's a decentralized way of people paying and interacting with each other.
Okay, when you talk about it being decentralized, that brings me to my next question. Why do some people prefer cryptocurrency over banks?
Yeah, so it's for that exact point. Your bank has the ability to control what you can and can't do with your money. Many people don't realize this, but written in the fine print, a bank is able to stop you from spending your own money, which in a free market economy is kind of crazy to think about, right? It's your money, you should be able to do with it whatever you want. Banks can stop that, and so a lot of people prefer the freedom that comes with it. The other thing that we typically see is banks are very expensive. They charge a lot for money, which is, again, insane, charging people for money. If you are giving a company your money, you expect to get something in return. We're now entering a period of what we call negative interest rates, which means in some cases you are paying the bank to keep your money there. When we twin that with things like foreign exchange, brokerage opportunities, we see the real benefit of crypto. What you pay for a Bitcoin, or what a Bitcoin is worth here in Southern California, it's worth the same in Moscow, it's worth the same in Tokyo, anywhere else in the world.
So it kind of knocks out inflation and I guess like maybe the exchange rates. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, a little bit. So the real benefit of it, there are a lot of benefits, but the real benefit of it is that because it's decentralized, it's not open to what we call market manipulation. As we've seen at the minute, the US government is printing more money. 20, 30 years ago, we used to call that quantitative easing. Now we just call it free market economy. Kind of crazy. But the thing is, Bitcoin, they can never create more. We use this term minted. Bitcoin can never be minted. You can't build more Bitcoin. There's only a finite amount. That's why the price is going up, because you can't make more Bitcoin. So that's one of the reasons, again, why people like it, because it's decentralized, but it's still very controlled.
So I just read this morning that Elon Musk of Tesla, the CEO of Tesla, is now accepting Bitcoin as payment for vehicles. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. Bitcoin made a huge market purchase about a month ago now. They purchased a sizable amount of Bitcoin and have made around about $1 billion in profit from that Bitcoin they purchased. Wow. As part of that, they've decided to let users I think is a fair term because their cars are kind of amazing, but purchasers of their cars pay in cryptocurrency as well.
Right. So do you, now I know that you are a Bitcoin only attorney, yep. Meaning that that Cal Evans here, that's all he does are cases that involve Bitcoin transactions, whereas some law firms might have an area where they'll take a few Bitcoin cases on every year, but that's all that his law firm does, which is called Gresham International. Correct?
Yep.
Yes. So can you explain a typical case that you might take?
Yeah, so we break our clients down into three main groups. They are crypto clients, government clients, and financial firms, effectively. Crypto clients are companies that work in the crypto space. That could be crypto media, crypto marketing, mining, exchanges, there's a whole industry around cryptocurrencies. We serve those companies. But we do also work with financial firms, banks, financial institutions, those entities that are looking to either understand crypto more or get regulated in it. And we also work with governments. I've done a lot of work here in the US with the SEC, the FBI, worked with international bodies, the FCA, the government of Estonia, and that list goes on. But the really cool thing is that we've seen that the clients that we split will sometimes go through different phases. So we'll be introduced to a client who, for example, creates their own crypto. They then go on to create something else, like an exchange. So we like to be there for the client's life cycle. Even though we do split clients into different categories, we're still there for very much their life cycle.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
I had a small follow-up question, but I think, did you have a question first?
Nope,
Because
go ahead.
mine, okay, everything you said sounds super legit. Everything sounds like it is exactly how it's supposed to be. There's no risk involved. But I was looking online and talking to some of our followers, and some people don't feel that cryptocurrency is legitimate. Some people associate it with the dark web or with criminal activity. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, and that's a really good question. I've spoken all over the world about crypto, and I've heard it called everything from snake oil to tulips to fake to a Ponzi scheme. I've seen a lot of different things. But what I always say to people is, look, whenever there are bad guys will do what they do best. They will find the best way to get around law enforcement. That's why the people that we put our trust in, the law enforcement officers, the federal agencies, have to always try and be one step smarter. Bitcoin technology is no exception to that. So whenever people talk about it, you're right. There is this bad taste in some people's mouths because Bitcoin came from a very dark place. Like with a lot of other technologies, when it grew up, it went through some bad phases. We think of things like you mentioned, the dark web. We talk about websites like Silk Road. It's a website where you should never be able to buy anything, buy the types of things that they were selling. When we look at where it came from, we have to kind of get over that hurdle of, yes, it was used by bad guys. It really was. But for some reason, that image never taints our opinion of gold, diamonds, or anything else. It's estimated that around about 7% of the diamonds in circulation in the world are blood diamonds, which are illegal under UN sanctions. They're mined in horrific conditions, but nobody ever really asks that question when somebody gives you a nice diamond ring, right? I was like, oh, where is this from? So, yeah.
I would just take the diamond and not ask questions.
Exactly. So whenever I talk about it, the prejudice that we see in Bitcoin is valid, but we have to remember, money laundering is done in cash. Diamonds can be sourced from very unethical sources. Gold can be used to facilitate illegal transactions. It comes back to this point. Whatever the bad guys try and do, they try and find very smart ways around it.
Right.
Is there an American version of Bitcoin or an American digital dollar?
So that is something that's coming out now. In fact, the Bank of Japan yesterday announced that they are launching their own digital currency. The United Kingdom have said it's happening. China have already begun to put theirs in circulation. And I think the United States is just waking up to the fact that they need to create their own digital dollar. We saw that in the last COVID relief bill. Some of it was removed, some of it remained. So it's not a question of if, but when the US digital dollar comes. Bitcoin, we believe, will become more like a digital type of gold. So the new digital US dollar will be used for what we do day to day. But Bitcoin will become almost like, we use this expression, a legacy coin. It's a legacy coin and it will become the new standard. That means that it will be like a gold. We don't go into a store and pay for things with gold. We use our dollars.
So I want to just piggyback off of that comment. So I feel like, we've had these stimulus things we just keep hearing about. The latest one was $1.9 trillion. And I mean, that's going to take a toll at some point, right? And they're minting more and more money. And it's just sort of like, I kind of feel like at some point this is all going to affect us. So I think that, if it's good enough for Elon Musk, then Bitcoin is now becoming something that is going to be mainstream. And so I wanted to just thank Cal Evans for being with us today. He can be found at GreshamInternational.com. That's the website for his law firm. And thank you for being on our show today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Cal. All right, thank you so much. Oh, camera's here. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Check us out on our socials. We're at Law Media Inc. We're also at Law Media Social. Those are our Instagrams. Our TikTok is Law Media Social. And definitely look for us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks, you guys.